Hello everyone! Welcome back to this video, and I do want to clarify, this is my last video for the month of May. I will not be making any other content for the month of May because I will be going on a break/mini hiatus. I've said this a couple weeks ago, but I just need to take a break to focus on other things other than art and YouTube right now because I'm really busy. But I will be back at the beginning of June. But yeah, I am going to talk about what this video is. Essentially, to celebrate the second season of Star Wars Visions, my friend John Meek is hosting a multi-innovator project where basically a bunch of us artists are making our own persona in Star Wars Visions and then making a mini animation. This video is me going to be designing my character in Star Wars Visions, so I'm going to be talking about that real quick. Or I guess not quickly, I'm going to go into detail. Essentially, I decided that I want to make my own unique style for a Star Wars Visions episode because if you don't know what Star Wars Visions is, it's an animated series on Disney Plus where every episode is animated by a different studio and each episode is its own self-contained story. So if I were to have a dedicated episode, I wanted it to have its own unique style as well. So I went kind of with a longish proportioned Chibi-ish kind of style with big feet and big heads and sort of longer skinny bodies. I'm burping every 3 seconds. What is happening? But yeah, I think everybody else in the collab went the Jedi Knight route with robes and stuff, but I wanted to make it a little bit, special. My outfit is essentially inspired by 3 things: Princess Leia, Ahsoka Tano, and Sabine Wren, my 3 favorite women in Star Wars. They are my queens, and I decided to take inspiration from all 3 of them. And yeah, I will be going over the kind of lore that I created for my character, or how I would be in the Star Wars universe. If I had to choose an era of Star Wars for my character to exist in, it would be during the Clone Wars and Rebels era. And I think canonically, for me it would make most sense for me to be about the same age as Kanan Jarrus, where I was a youngling/Padawan during the Clone Wars, and then during the Rebels, which is between episode 3 and 4, I would be in my late 20s. So that's the timeline I have chosen for my character. But as I am drawing myself right now, I am technically a Padawan, but I will go into more detail about that. My character's lore is that I was training to be a Jedi ever since I was a baby. I was a youngling, and then when I became a Padawan, it became really obvious to me and my Jedi Master that being a Jedi really was not suited for me. I can get very overwhelmed in situations where a lot is going on, and personally, I don't think I could ever stand being on a battlefield. I would get too scared, too overwhelmed. I would just be covering my head, cowering in the corner, hiding behind a rock, not wanting to do anything. So, being a Jedi maybe not the best career path for me. So after debate, me and my master decided, hey, maybe I'm not suited to be a Jedi. And after that, I decided to become sort of like a Jedi mentor at the Jedi Temple, where I help teach younglings, and I started my own art club with the younglings, so that's pretty cool. But I think after the Clone Wars ended, I basically dipped from the Jedi Council and left, because honestly, if you've seen Star Wars, it's so stressful. I don't think I could ever live in an environment like that, honestly. So I'm just gonna make it canon that I went and I chilled on Naboo, because that's such a pretty planet, and it sounds very enjoyable. And then, as soon as the whole Empire thing kick-started, I joined the very, very early stages of Rebels, which is how I think I would be part of the Rebel Alliance. So yeah, I guess I can go over some of the details of my character's design. So my persona's usual design has these clip-on white cat ears. Yes, they are clip-ons, they are not actual cat ears, but in my Star Wars persona, I wanted to still incorporate them, but I kind of made them more like robotic, and I gave like a little antenna on one. So instead of using a comm link, maybe I just wear my cat ears as my way of communication. I gave myself two loose low buns, which are kind of somewhat represent my love for Princess Leia, just because she's very near and dear to my heart. I gave myself a green lightsaber because I don't know if this is accurate or not, but what I know from green lightsaber lore is that green lightsabers are mainly used by people who are more prone to use the Force and less prone to using fighting combat, which is very much my case, because I feel like if I was a Jedi, I would rely on the Force a lot for combat. Like, I feel like I would just like pick up a battle droid with the Force and just like crush it, you know? I wouldn't actually use my lightsaber and slice it. But I imagine I would still carry one on me nonetheless, just because I am a youngling, once a Padawan. And yeah, I decided to give myself kind of this skirt that's like made of metal plates, but they're placed in a way that's kind of reminiscent of a flower or cherry blossoms. And I gave myself like knee pads with high boots. And yeah, that's essentially the details of my character. I did want to make it reminiscent of my normal Persona's outfit, but just have that more Star Wars galaxy-y, like sci-fi elements to it. So yeah, that was part 1 of my Star Wars collab. I will have my short little animation finished in probably a month when I come back from my hiatus, so expect early June for the second half. But yeah, this was part 1 of me designing myself in the Star Wars Visions universe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you when I come back, and bye-bye-bye!